who turned around and it's got a mic, binoculars on me right now. After being there for 25 minutes, I'm pretty sure it just ran my registration, then they just took off. I mean, I get along with most cops, unless they're screaming at me or something, but even the ones that are screaming at me, I just calmly do what they say, and then when I get my chance to talk, typically everything calms down and they realize I'm not like living here and I'm gonna go anchor out and whatever. But they just sat there for 20 minutes with their binoculars pointed at everything I was doing. So that was a little nerve-wracking. I honestly I think that was rude, actually. Like, look at my number, run my number, but don't sit and just stare at me for 20 minutes. But during the time that they were here looking at me, I put River on I played fetch with River, showing that I could control him without him being on a leash. And then I put him on a leash. Then Cricket came out, and she's sitting on my lap now. But the cop saw that I have a cat here in the nature preserve. I don't know if that matters. And then I put the grill from the beach. When I saw him slowing down, I took the grill off the beach and I put it on the boat. I don't know if you're allowed to have grills on in the national forest right now. I know that sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. So I didn't want to, I wasn't looking, so I didn't know. But long story short, they just probably ran my registration and saw that I was good and left. Morning dog walk is over. It's brief and there was no frisbee play. Ooh, you almost fell out. Because you hang over the side of the boat. Alright, let's go make some coffee. Sun's about to come up. Good morning, son. I see you over there. You can't hide behind the trees from me. So my dog and I have the same birthday. I didn't find out until I looked at his paperwork for the shots that he got from the vet on the date he was born. So I didn't know when I bought him that we were both born on the same day. But it's our birthday. And I'm a little bit different about birthdays. I kind of see them as we're just taking a bunch of trips around the sun. If I'm lucky, I'll get 80 of them. If he's lucky, he'll get 15. And he's 3 right now. So I got 12 more summers to spend with him, if I'm lucky. If everything goes right. 12 more winters, 12 more falls, 12 more springs. That's just it's not enough time. Right, River? Happy birthday, little dog. Good boy. So basically, we get up before the sun comes up. We run to the beach. We come back, we make coffee and watch the sun come up. Then we run to another beach and hang out and play frisbee. And then we come back to the boat and put together breakfast, which, because it's his birthday too, he gets half of my breakfast. Happy birthday! You're a good dog. You're a good boy. You can eat that. Look how he asked if it's okay. Because I put things on the ground sometimes that he's not supposed to eat too. He's a good boy. We got a good breeze. Probably hang out here till 2 o'clock. Then we'll go to the beach and start the air conditioning. Boy. It's your birthday. It's your birthday today. Are you 3? Are you 3 years old? Are you 3 years old? Huh, Goofy dog? Mm-hmm. Don't fall. Don't fall. You almost fell. What? 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 So I'm in one of those places where it's 360 degrees of national forest and state nature preserve or reserve. And I have to tell you, I love it when it's like this. I love this. This is perfect. This is exactly what I'm always looking for. Yeah. We're going to pull up on the beach over there because I got to fix my dinghy. Yeah. I've had my dinghy for years and I use it more than most people use any boat. I mean, I take my dog out in the boat 3 times a day just to go to other beaches and run around. Even when I'm parked on a beach and the dog can use the beach right in front of me, I still take him 3 times a day to another beach. It's just a hobby that we have. Or a habit, I guess. It's not even a hobby, it's a habit. So that boat gets used a lot. I put a lot of weight in it, I put a lot of things in it, it gets beat up and it is run down. So I need to fix 2 holes in it. One thing I want to tell you, if you rip a hole in the bottom of the boat and water is leaking in an inflatable, it really doesn't matter. I've been driving for like 2 weeks now with a hole like that, and it's all about the more water you bring in, the less you can't go as fast, but you could still go. Like you could still go 5 miles an hour with no bottom on that boat, because of how the pontoons are set up. It's really cool. So we're gonna fix that today. Project day. As the river gets on that boat, you can see there's bubbles coming out of it. Right there. We're gonna fix some patches. Are you doing that on purpose? Are you doing that for attention? I've never seen a dog tie themselves up like that. You could probably get yourself out of that, I bet. You're a goofball. Alright, so in order to fix the 2 leaks in the dinghy, we're going to have to bring it in here. Take the motor off, take the gas tank out, and tip it over. So that's what we're going to do. Really? I should just leave you like that. You're doing that to yourself. That's not, you're not even tied up. Come here. Figure it out. Be a good dog. Be smart. Go around. Can you go around? Look at him. He doesn't know what to do. You're a weirdo. Oh, okay. Alright. That's what he wants to do. Okay, we'll do that too. Now, one of the ways you can help me get better sponsors and good sponsors is by subscribing, commenting, and hitting the like button. I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. Well, so the first thing I'm going to say is that for as old as this boat is and the fact that I never take it out of the water, it's really sitting pretty good. Here's one of the holes right there. And then another hole is along the back of the pontoon right there. I gotta put some water on there or some soap to figure out where it's at. I think it's right here. But I could be wrong. Could be something else. I've traveled from state to state to state with that 100-pound outboard motor. It's just at the weight where it's uncomfortable to carry, but you can actually carry it down an entire dock if you have to. It's just frustrating to hold. But it does have 3 little pedestal feet built into the case to show you which way to lay it down where you're not messing up the oil in the oil pan or anything. And I have put that in the back of my pickup truck and traveled a lot with it like that, and then just put it on the boat, taking it on and off. It's a very versatile motor. And there's no battery, it's just a pull string, 8 horsepower. So you just need that, the gas pump, and that motor, and it makes any boat go motorized. Pretty awesome. They're expensive though, a little more than 3,000 bucks. Cricket came out to join the project. I wonder where that little leak is. Right there. I'm gonna clean that up and get it ready for a patch too. Oh, River just saw a fish. Oh, if you learn to catch fish, holy cow, dude. You'd be the super dog. So we were coming to shore and there was a water snake here. And because I was so far back, I couldn't tell what kind of snake it was. And he was on the front of the boat ready to jump off, and I yelled at him, don't leave the boat. And he sits there. Then I got nervous that he was, hey, cricket, 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 river, cricket. Come on, guys. We're not chasing anything. Hey, on the boat right now. Go. Get on the boat. Get on the boat. Everybody on the boat, on the boat, on the boat. Let's go. Get on the fucking wrong boat, River. Get in the boat. Let's go. Go now. Now. Hey, River, wrong boat. No. He's trying to go in the dinghy. Get inside. Go inside. Inside. Go. Inside. Right. Dude. I hate when he gets confused like that because it's one of those things where he needs a gentler hand and I'm mad. So it's hard for me to just... But what I want to do is spank him on his butt, but he's just confused. He's not doing anything wrong. I don't know what kind of snake it was. The snake just ran from here. And I couldn't tell what it was. Right while I was talking about a snake going the other way. So, whatever. They're going to be inside for a minute. Well, I can't... Sometimes when I do projects, I have to just have them in the house because I want to focus on what I'm doing and not worry about them interacting with something that they shouldn't be. Whatever. You get my point, I think. So let's clean this up. And I'll probably try to clean up the boat a little bit in general with a scraper or a brush. We'll see. But let's get these patches on. There was no directions and I don't have internet access, so I took the glue. It's almost like rubber cement. And I wiped it over the whole square patch. And I also wiped it over the entire hole. Then I put the patch down and then I put glue all the way around. So it's just saturated in glue. I'm going to leave it there until the glue is tacky at least. Alright, for this one, it's pressurized, so I'm going to let the air out of the tube. Because that one's not pressurized, it's just a hole in the boat. This one is pressurized, so I got to let the air out. So I put it on the gas tank so I can reach in there and just... Alright, so it's deflated. And now I'm going to cover this all with rubber cement. Put the patch on, then cover the rubber cement on the patch too. Now I use the words rubber cement, but this is the glue that came in the patch kit that came with the boat. I'm not sure if it's rubber cement. I think it's boat sealant. Fucking dog. Really, dude? 2 balls you bringing me over and over? Look at how serious he is. You see I'm doing something, right? Now I'm gonna run glue around the top too. But I need 2 hands for that. And I don't need to play with you. I know it's your birthday, but just give me 5 minutes and then we'll go somewhere. No licking. That's nasty. You sound nasty. I hate it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop the licking. Go back in the water. Well, we'll let this sit until I can touch it and the glue doesn't move, and then we'll tip it back over, fill it back up, and put it in the water. So my mom would kill me if she was still alive. She hated when we used kitchen utensils for not eating, but this knife is doing a pretty good job of getting that shit off. River, leave her alone. Come here. You're a good kitten. Yeah. So about 3 or 4 hours of every day Cricket spends on the beach in front of the boat unless we're anchored, which I still bring her to a beach for a few hours no matter what. I don't feel fearful when both River and I are out with her, because even if she chases after something, we're realizing what's going on and what's around, and I'm always looking just to make sure there's no big snake or something that could get her. The other thing is birds. Some owls, some kind of animals could swoop in, but they wouldn't do it in front of River. They wouldn't, he is her kind of protector. As well, I would never let her out here unless I'm paying attention to what she's doing. Now that the glue has dried, I got to put this boat back together, which actually is pretty simple, and the boat's pretty light to move around, which is one of the main reasons I have it. Almost already feels dry. got a longer hose so I could hose the boat off from the beach. But it's working out for stuff like this too. I think I have probably said 1,000 times how awesome this boat is. The motor is expensive and the motor makes it great, but I used this boat for 2 years with a trolling motor and a year before that with just the paddles. And while this property that I'm on right now, you're not allowed to camp or stay overnight, a lot of the national forest is open for back country camping. And when they have backcountry camping or boondock camping, you are allowed to just camp on the beach. And this boat could be filled with a tent and 900 pounds worth of gear on this little dinghy. And you just take your little motor, or you row yourself over to the island and you stay for a week. I'm positive that this is a way that people could get out on these islands and could use this area for relatively cheap. I mean, you don't need a trailer for this boat. You can pump it up. You can keep it in the back of an SUV. It actually folds up into a bag. And then in reality, if you have no motor, the whole setup weighs a little bit more than 100 pounds. And you would just inflate it for the week, put all your camping gear into it, and then take it over to a camping area and stay for the week or what have you. And you're not even paying, a lot of places you're not paying for camping overnight when you're doing the boondocking or the backcountry camping. You typically only have to buy a permit for the year. And for instance, the place up here is $50 for the entire year for the land between the lakes. So you don't have to have a houseboat to do this. If you're just going to get 2 weeks off during the year or a week off during the year that you're going to spend camping, you can absolutely just do it in a kayak or a canoe. The inflatable allows you to fold it up and put it inside of a car and travel a long distance. I will tell you, when I put a kayak on top of my Tacoma, I went from 23 miles to the gallon to 14 miles to the gallon on the highway just by having that kayak on the top of my boat. So having the inflatable be able to go inside of it saved me 10 miles per gallon on gas, just to let you know. And I don't know that would be the same on every car, but it definitely made that big of a difference on my... Get over here. So there's all these frogs. I don't know if you could pick them up. It's going nuts over Hey, River, get back. They're everywhere. River, get out of there. Come on. Get out of there. Shh. River, come on, buddy. Yeah, there's lots of frogs on this island. Come on, stay over here. Don't chase everything that's moving, buddy. No, we're not going to play fetch. No. Come here. We're going to go explore. Come here. Oh, did he launch the boat? No. All right. He does it a lot where he jumps in the boat and now I have to go get it. Gosh. River. All right. It's time to go. The following day, after my birthday, I went to my buddy's house for a cookout. He was throwing me a cookout for my birthday, me and River. And I talked to a couple of people there about how that game warden just watched me for 20 minutes. Yeah, and we basically went through all the regulations around here. Again, you know, just talking about like, could anything happen to me? Like, could I get fined, or could there be something wrong with me living out in the wilderness or what have you? And essentially, if you don't go on land, even if you have your boat tied up to land, if you don't go on land after sunset and until sunrise, you're not breaking any of the park rules. And then as far as me being an authorized person, I am a nature photographer and I'm here for nature viewing, and there is no park anywhere in the United States that nature viewing is wrong or not allowed. So you are automatically an authorized individual if that's what your purpose for being there is to photograph nature. The other thing is, everyone said the reason why he was watching for so long was to see if I like was drinking beer or smoking a bowl or doing something that they could just come over and ticket me for. Which, I mean, half of me, that makes sense, because one of the biggest things that they go for here are intoxicated boat driving. I mean, they like to tag you for not having enough life vests, but the real money and the real collection of money here is always, from everything that I've seen, is always from them tagging intoxicated drivers of boats, or fishermen that go out and have a couple beers and that kind of thing. So we actually were talking about the 2-week thing, where if you stayed on an island for a month, how would a cop actually approve or say that you were there without having taken pictures of you every single day and having your campsite be the same way? And essentially, we can't, I'll be honest with you, I cannot figure out like an actual legal way where if a cop saw me and then came back 2 weeks later and saw me in the same position, that they could argue that I was there the whole 2 weeks, that I could leave during the middle of the day and come right back. And so there's a lot of sketchiness involved with trying to tell someone that they've been in the park or within 1 mile of their original campsite for more than 14 days. So I don't know that rule, while that rule may apply, I don't know that how they would enforce it in this scenario, because they have basically, if one of the game wardens is here on one day, they move to a different location the next day, they're never going to stay in the same spot for 12 or 14 days to come and check on me. And then let's say they do, is it worth that game warden not running his normal area and his normal routine just to tag someone for being camping for too long? It's not. The whole concept of being busted for that, whether I was on land or whether I've been on this boat, has always kind of been, they have to almost set up a trail camera and have evidence of you every day not leaving that site. So the next thing that you could get hit for is being out here after dark and going onto the land. Like, you know, I don't know why you would. As soon as the sun goes down, it starts to be buggy here. So I don't know why you would even go out after sundown. But within that 45 minutes to an hour of the sun going down, it starts to be buggy. You go inside and you're done. And that's, you go to sleep and you wake up at 5:30 in the morning because you went to bed at 9:30. But that would be another way. Now, from what I gather, from what I've seen with their boats, they hold banker hours. They're here, like, they don't even come here early in the morning to catch the fishermen. They come here at like 8 or 9 in the morning. Typically, they probably start their job at 8 in the morning, and then they drive the boat to the spot that they're going to. So they're not really getting in the water for the first hour. And then, you know, they'll work their shift and then leave. They're not going to stay overnight. There's no camping. There's no, you know, they don't have spotlights. There's a bunch of things that make it so when they're out in the middle of the night or after dark, they're not an effective tool. Why would we pay them to stay out, you know, after dark? So there's after this, having this like conversation with all of my friends that live around here, we do not feel like they would ever be able to tell me that I'm doing anything wrong unless they put in like almost 2 weeks worth of time to catch me doing something that is like not even a fine. You know, a lot of times if you are at a campsite for longer than you're allowed, that 14-day window, you're trespassing. And when you're trespassing and there's no actual sign that you're looking at, you have to be told to leave. And you have an opportunity to leave. So the cop would come up and say, hey, you've been here too long. And then I would have to immediately leave without any crime being given. And from my understanding, I don't even have to give my name or anything. I have to be given the opportunity to leave before it becomes an actual crime. Which means really, why would they put that much effort into just making me leave? The only reason that people get kicked out of places, and this is why, this is the only reason, someone complains. Someone important or some squeaky wheel keeps calling and complains. And my plan has always been, if I keep seeing a repeated person coming by my boat, the same person, and we're not friendly and I'm not saying hi to them, I'll move my boat. I feel like that's the one I have to be worried about. They're going to call or they're going to steal something because they're watching everything I'm doing, so I move on. So that whole scenario where something could happen to me legally or what have you really comes down to me actually breaking the law by going in a property I can't at a time that I can't, or littering or dumping or doing something that's an actual law that I'm breaking. But currently, everything that I'm doing here, a cop could watch me all forever. I move my boat 2-3 times a day sometimes. I never stay in the same place for more than a couple of weeks. If I'm at a beach that I like and I stay there for like a month, I still move my boat to go get the wind and to go get out of the shade or whatever, or what have you. So even when I'm staying somewhere for a long time, my boat is moving during the day 2 or 3 times. So they're not going to see me stay somewhere for more than 14 days. Yeah, I don't know. It's been another year in the wilderness. River and I both went around the sun one more time. Yeah, and I gotta tell you, I have never had such a peaceful, calm, relaxing, chill life until I moved out into the nature like this. And it's a lot cheaper, and you don't have to know very much to be able to do it. So I recommend, if people are thinking about it, don't waste time.